It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is a show that not a whole lot of people have seen, but most people that have seen it love it because I think it does not get as much credit as it deserves because there's so many clever and insightful gems in each season. It's just about a deplorable group of sociopaths going to extreme proportions to get their way or just do something ridiculous with their unlimited supply of money, all across more than 10 years of still being funny and relevant to this day. I'm curious to see how season 14 will come out. So anyway, let's look at some of the best episodes. Thunder Gun Express. Now, this episode consists of the gang all going to see Thunder Gun Express, which is supposedly the best movie ever made, but then they get in the traffic, forcing the gang to divide and find their own ways to the theater. And this episode succeeds at both being suspenseful and funny at the same time, due to the variety of funny situations, and constantly leaving you think, are they actually going to make it? Making it one of my all-time favorites to date. At number 9, we have The Gang Misses the Boat. If this episode is only number 9, then you know this is going to be a good list, because I think this episode works so well because it actually provides great commentary on both the show and just all sitcoms in general. And part of why I think the show has stayed good for so long is that the gang never learns anything, or never do anything to progress their arcs, mostly, like in most sitcoms in general, usually do this on a consistent basis, but Sunny almost never does this. Now, in this episode, the gang literally and figuratively misses the boat, resulting in the gang splitting up, with Dennis trying to sell his car, Frank finding another gang to recreate some of the previous schemes, and Charlie and Dee actually hooking up, which is something that hadn't happened yet throughout the entirety of the series, making plenty of points why this could negatively affect the story, putting everybody exactly where they were in the first place by the end. The gang tries desperately to win an award. Now, this episode parodies the fact that the show had been on for such a long time, not won a major award for something that the gang hadn't done either. So the gang tries desperately to win an award by basically doing everything in their power to try to win something. But then the episode is just hilarious setup, followed by a hilarious failure by terrible people that don't actually deserve the praise that they specifically demand, making it clear why they still haven't won an award. Hero or hate crime. Now, there are plenty of episodes of just the characters arguing for 20 minutes, and this is easily the best out of all those types of episodes. But basically, Mac almost dies, and Frank saves his life by shouting an obscenity that offends him, resulting in the gang finding Dee's lottery tickets, which complications actually apply to who's the actual owner of it, making a hilarious argument of who technically owns just a single lottery ticket, making it one of the most entertaining arguments in all of television. Dennis and Dee's mom is dead. Now, this is another episode that provides great commentary on the show's characters and how they go to extreme proportions to try and get their way, which is one of the most interesting aspects about the entire show. But anyway, Frank's ex-wife Barbara dies and gives all of what was originally Frank's money away to Bruce Mathis, leaving Dee and Frank with nothing, but Dennis receives their old house, which they think is the perfect place to throw an epic party. So Dee and Frank pretend that they're engaged to try to get the money back from Bruce, and Dennis, Mac, and Charlie are trying to make friends, but all fail miserably. Both plots build off each other incredibly well, making it one of my favorites. Charlie Work. Now, Charlie Work is an episode that succeeds both in comedy and action, and it's just great from a cinematography perspective because the health inspector is coming to Patty's Pub, but they're trying to hide what they're secretly doing while the health inspector is touring the building, leading to almost half the episode being this incredibly impressive take of just all the characters continuously pulling off the scheme but trying to hide it at the same time, which continuously keeps your attention. And you could say that the ending is predictable, but the episode is so good that there would be no better and satisfying ending. The gang rustles for the troops. Now, this is an episode that succeeds in displaying of just how terrible people are attempting to do something in honor, which just turns into a disaster. But basically, when the soldiers get back from Iraq, the gang decides to start a wrestling show in exchange for their service, but nobody has any fucking clue what they're doing and how to pull it off. So basically, the entire episode is just they think they know what they're doing, but they're just hilariously failing at the same time, which just leads to a series of continuously intriguing situations with both Dee and the rest of the gang. the Dennis system. Now, I've mentioned that there are multiple episodes that consist of characters attempting to replicate something successful and failing miserably, in which it is Dennis's system of seduction, which everyone takes the information poorly, leading to some funny situations, probably making it the most quotable episode to date, demonstrating just how hilarious but terrible people the gang generally are. Mac and Charlie Die, Parts 1 and 2. Now, this episode shows how stupid Mac and Charlie are because both of them are just overreacting to the disruption of Mac's dad getting out of prison, thinking that he would get killed by them, so they decide to fake their own deaths, and yet again failing miserably at living as the supposedly dead, and the subplot about Frank and Dennis not being happy with trying to find anonymous sex, in which both plots have so many comedic gold moments sprinkled throughout 2 episodes, probably making it the funniest episodes in the series. These are 2 episodes I cannot recommend enough. At number 1, we gotta go with The Waitress is Getting Married. Now, I think this is the best episode to date, basically because Charlie's love of his life, the waitress, is getting married. The fear that Charlie may kill himself, forcing the rest of the gang to do his work, Dennis and Mac have to help him find someone else, leading to Charlie screwing everything up in the most hilarious way ever. And the subplot about Dee trying to break the waitress and her fiancé up is just funny as hell. And the dating profile scene is it is my favorite scene in the whole show, because it's better known as the milk steak scene, but just some of the lines in that scene just perfectly shows how dumb Charlie is, but again, in the funniest way ever. I've lost count of how many times I've just watched that scene, because it's just that good. And there we go, my top 10 It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episodes. Now, this is another one of those shows that I respect more the longer it's on TV. It's a shitty thing to ask for, but be sure to leave a like and maybe even subscribe if you're at it, because this is good, because it can certainly help the channel out. Anyway, I'm Drxhenry and I'm signing off.